Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Caitlin from Caitlin Plans, and as you may have noticed, I have a huge stack of planners sitting in front of me, and you know what that means, 2021 planner lineup. I'm going to be going through these planners and kind of sharing which planners they are, what I'm going to be using them for, and just some other things about my planner lineup. It may seem like a lot of planners right now, but not all of them are going to be used on a weekly basis. Some of them are just more so like check-in planners when needed. I'll get into the details in just a second. This first planner in my lineup may seem familiar. This is my academic planner, and I've been using it this semester. I really like the classic teacher layout for academic planning, and I'm planning on keeping this one around because I do have pages for it for the next 6 months, because this planner does run through an academic year. So I'm planning on using that. I'm obviously going to switch out the class tabs I have on the top, put it on probably different discs with a different cover, but I'm going to be using these Pastel Blooms teacher pages again for the next semester. And in case you don't remember what the inside of this one looks like, I have some planner guts right here. I still have to put the dividers back in. I was keeping the dividers separately in case I wanted to use them for a picture prop or something, but when I reconstruct the planner, the dividers will go back in. So this is what it looks like, classic teacher layout, not super neutral because these lines are colored, there's some little florals, this is pretty bold, but I've been making it work so far, and I think this is just the best choice for me as an academic planner. Here's a spread I didn't fill out, but I also like the way that this planner is set up with these 5 rows, and that's super great for me because I was taking 3 classes of my own, 1 I was TAing, and 1 for my thesis, so everything had its own little row. And then when I had readings for classes, I put little bullet points, and then each reading got its own box. And that seemed to work out very well for me. I don't know why I didn't fill this one in. Sometimes I get a little ahead of myself, but it's a good example spread because I don't want to show you an actual spread that's after the pen because there are some names for meetings and stuff. So conveniently, I have one that's just not filled in. Next up in my lineup is a new addition. I've never really been into budget planning. I tried it for a little bit a few months ago in a skinny classic planner that I kind of adjusted to make into a budget planner, but it didn't have enough structure for me, so I kind of gave up on using that. However, this Savvy Saver planner, which is from the latest Happy Planner Girls release, has a lot of structure in it. So I like how it has this next month's budget review, so your financial goals, don't forget, unexpected spends. I think this is too small for the amount of unexpected spending that I have, but hopefully with budget planning, I'll be able to cut back on unnecessary purchases. This is what the monthly view looks like. You have an overarching bill tracker, savings tracker, account tracker with debts, like a no spend report thing. I like how this is set up like worksheets. That was what I really struggled with when I was trying to do a DIY budget planner. It just didn't have the structure. This actually lays out what exactly I need to be tracking. And then on the weekly spreads, it has your category description, and then you can just put everything you've spent, the amount, and then you can check if it's a need or a want, and you can kind of assess at the end of the week, am I really buying things that I need, or am I just putting all the random stuff in my cart at Target, which I tend to do. So I think this will be very helpful for me, but again, this is just something that I'm not going to be using every day. It's just a once a week check-in maybe. And being more budget conscious is one of my 2021 goals, so hopefully this will help me out. And I hate to admit it, but the budget planner was an impulse spend, so it's kind of counterintuitive in that sense, but hopefully it'll help me make back the money I spent on the planner. The next planner I have in my lineup is this Plant Your Dreams Dashboard Layout Planner. I don't know why I still have these little things on. I think it was for a photo. I really should just take them off at this point. I like the color of the discs. I'm awful at keeping plants alive, but I liked the plant theme. So this is very cute. I've never used a dashboard layout planner before. I never thought it would be something that would work for me. Look at this cute little intro page with the hanging plants. So this is what a weekly spread looks like in this planner. They have the titles on the page and it's more suited for like home life. I really wish they left the titles off of these boxes because I know a lot of people use them for other things besides these like errands to buy, calls, emails, bills to pay categories. And then you just end up covering them all up every week. I'm going to be using this one as my social media planner. I've seen a lot of people use this as a social media planner, or at least the dashboard layout. And I think it's going to be good for me to kind of upsize my planner. Up until now, I've been using a skinny classic planner and it just feels a little cramped and I need some more room to write like to-do lists and checklists. As it currently stands, I'm just including what posts are scheduled for what days in my skinny classic. In this one, I can do a little bit more of like, what videos do I need to film? What videos do I need to edit? So there's a lot more going on here and I'm gonna kind of go through the sections and tell you what I think I'm going to be using them for. It is subject to change just because I really haven't caught my groove on this planner yet. So this one up here, if you were using this for home life, this one typically gets used for like dinners, like your meal planning checklist or like outline. I'm going to be using this for my YouTube schedule. So for example, if I have like an academic planner spread video going up on Monday, I'll write the title right there on Monday. So this will keep me organized in that way. So this will be like videos and when they go live. And then the rest of the page I'm going to be devoting towards Instagram because that is my more in-depth planner social media. I post there about twice a day. So I like to have enough room to write what I'll be posting. It's also helpful for me to note because I do an alternating background color to keep a grid going on my planner feed. I alternate between colored and white backgrounds to make like a checkerboard. So that's also helpful to have a note of. So like Monday, I'll make my 2 posts and then write all the notes about the posts that I need to. So this is just going to be like things that are being posted on days. Then on this half of the planner, I haven't decided which of these 2 boxes I'm going to do it in yet, but one of them is going to be devoted towards videos that need to be edited. And in that same checklist, I'll probably put like another header halfway through that's thumbnails for videos that need to be made, because I always push off making the thumbnails for videos. Another one is going to be for probably pictures that need to be taken or pictures that need to be edited. They only have 10 bullet points and I post roughly 14 times a week, so it's going to be a little cramped. Gonna have to figure that out. One of these boxes is probably going to be for my rep posts when I do those for sticker shops that I represent. And then I haven't been doing this up until this point, but I would also like to start tracking the start and end of the week follower counts on my YouTube and Instagram. In my other social media planner, I've just been doing it on a monthly basis, like start of the month, end of the month. But I think it would be helpful for me to mark it week by week just to kind of track some trends a little bit better. So that'll also be handled in this weekly spread. Next up, I have an ultimate goal layout planner from Plum Paper Planner. I started planning with this in November. I did get it as a November start so I could start using it this semester. I kind of dropped off on using it, but I would like to get back into using this planner in 2021. The way that I was using it before, I was marking which reading I wanted to focus on that week, my steps to achieve the reading goal, challenges, what I'm excited about, and then like filling out these. This wasn't super relevant to what I was doing in this planner, this like my favorite thing I did, act of kindness, place I went, thing that surprised me. So I just didn't fill it in. I've also been playing around with washi tape in this planner because I don't use washi tape a whole lot, so it was fun to kind of play with that. Priorities. If I wasn't reading that day, I just kind of blocked it out with washi tape. And then when I did do reading, I like to mark like a quote that I found super relevant to my own research that came from this overarching reading. And that way I kind of have like a milestone for that day and then I can think about these quotes a little bit further. So I really like the layout, I just didn't get into it. So hopefully January will be a change for that. Next up, I have another Plum Paper Planner, and this one is an hourly layout. I did get this planner customized. That's one of the nice things about Plum Paper Planner is you're able to adjust the headings. So for this planner, it is an hourly layout. And while I don't operate on an hour-by-hour schedule when I'm planning my day, having an hourly planner is helpful for me in terms of scheduling meetings, of which I have a lot of meetings. So I don't do like weekly spreads in an hourly planner. I just kind of plan as far out as I know for. And the way that I set this up is if I know I have class from 1 to 4, I'll mark out class from 1 to 4, and then I'll draw like a little asterisk like every time else during the day that I'm free. And then when someone emails me and is like, hey, Caitlin, can you meet with me on Monday? I'll be able to like just look at what's starred and then send them those times. They can claim a time. I erase the star, fill them into this planner, and then I have just like all of my meeting availability. And then when it comes time to fill in my catch-all planner, I can look at this as like my more cohesive, like, okay, these are all of the meetings that I have to mark down for the week. It feels a little redundant, and I get that, but it is nice for me to be able to see an hour-by-hour layout, especially when it comes to meetings. So what I customized in this planner is the hour range. I do not like to do things earlier than 10 a.m. I am not a morning person. The latest hour range that Plum Paper Planner offered was a 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. I like to work later at night, and I do have a lot of meetings that are like after dinner meetings, especially now that we're on Zoom. So it was nice for me to be able to adjust the hours. I tried an hourly happy planner, and the hour range just wasn't doing it for me. And then I gave some titles, so this one just says remember. So if there's something that I like need to follow up on with scheduling, like let's say I have to remember to email my advisor and set up a meeting, that'll go there. And then once I send the email to like set the meeting up, I can check it off. This I left blank. I don't know what's going on there. And then I have deadlines down here, which is helpful for me with scheduling. Because if I know I have like a paper due on Tuesday, I'm gonna mark it there. And then I'll know, try not to schedule meetings on Tuesday. So these are things that aren't necessarily tied to a time during the day, but will impact my hourly scheduling. I hope that makes sense. Next up, I have the Good Habits Planner. This is in the big size. There is a classic size available of this design. I went with the big size just because I like to write big. I really like the cover design. I actually got a sticker storage box that matches this design, and that'll be coming in the mail soon. So I'm excited about that. I did a flip through of this planner in a different video and talked about like how you could use it. The currently pages look like this, where you're setting a goal, choosing a habit to either make or break. You got action steps towards achieving that goal and a reflection on last month's goal, and then some like note space. I'm not sure what kind of goal setting I'm going to be doing with this planner. Again, I have that like Plum Paper Planner goal planner, and I'm using the Plum Paper one mainly for my thesis. I think this is just going to be like more overall goal setting. So like eat healthier, work out more, all that stuff that kind of contributes to my own wellness. And I'd like to say that this is going to function as my journal for the next 6 months. I'm not really sure how it's going to work for me, but I'm going to try. So as I've been doing like my high-low journal, I'm going to continue to do the same thing, but up in this top section. I might also incorporate gratitude into this top section in some way, maybe with like a colorful box along the bottom. And then down here, I'm going to do my more like habit tracking, goal setting kind of thing. Just because this is like specifically like track your daily progress. But I think it'll be helpful for me to do this like habit tracking at the same time as I'm doing my daily journaling. So having them in one planner isn't a bad idea. I also like how it has this check-in, how are you making progress? Because you know, you could check in with like you're making progress on your habits, but you can also check in like how you're making progress that week, like emotionally. I don't know, this week's focus. And then this I'm probably just going to use for like some more in-depth journaling. I'm combining a lot of things in this one, but we're going to see how it works out for me. I was just really intrigued by this new layout, so I did want to give it a shot. And if this doesn't work, I still have some wild styled pages left over from my classic wild styled planner that I could use as a journal if this just is an epic fail. Finally, for my catch-all planner for the next 6 months, and I don't think I mentioned this in this video yet, I'd like to do my planners in 6-month intervals. I can use pages beyond the 6 months, obviously, like I'm doing for the academic planner. I'm using another 6 months. But I like to take the year 6 months at a time. And that works especially well for me as a student because I'm on a semester schedule. So I don't think of years as cohesive timepieces. I like to work small. So I take out the rest of the pages, and because I use so many stickers, it kind of puffs up anyway. So this is my catch-all for the next 6 months. I really like the design, and I'll repurpose the covers and the dividers if I choose not to use this for the second half of 2021. But we're starting out with this. I believe this one is called Garden Florals. I really like the floral design that they picked for this one. The new winter release has a lot of this design in it, so I'm very excited to have accessories that match my planner. Look at how gorgeous this name page is, and also like the inside of the planner cover just looks perfect with it. I am very excited to dive into this. I'm not too sure about the weekly pages in this one, and I still have some big sized wild style pages which are super neutral that I could kind of Franken plan this with. And I am leaning more towards Franken planning this as I continue to look in this planner because it's not super neutral. It's not as neutral as I'd like. Anyway, I'll talk about that when I get to the weekly spread, but this is what the currently pages look like. Again, not super neutral, so I may alternate again with those wild styled currently pages that I have leftovers from because wild styled was an 18-month planner. You got remember this, notes, and then important dates. There's some like watercolor accents with the florals. I like this geometric outlining of the text. The dividers are just like my favorite thing in the world, and that's definitely why I got this planner. I wasn't really thinking about like functionality with the weeks as much as I should have. I was just obsessed with the design of the dividers. So this is what the monthly looks like. Again, not super neutral. I have wild styled that I can kind of swap in and out as needed. And then this is what the weekly looks like. So I really like the typography that they used. I like that it's just skinny black lines. There is a touch of watercolor down the center of the page. So if you're using something that doesn't really match pink, that's kind of going to clash with it a little bit. So again, I might use like wild styled for that. Some more watercolor over here with the month marker. Notes is pretty neutral, so I like that. And then there's these florals, and I was hoping that it would just be like floral every other week. But no, they're on all of the weekly pages. So I'm not happy about that. I mean, they're really pretty florals. But it's going to be like, if I do like a squad goal spread, then there's a flower there, and it doesn't match. So still trying to figure out what's going to go on with that. I might just, as previously mentioned, swap all of the gut pages with wild styled pages, and then leave the dividers and the more like the monthlies intact. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to be doing a second video for setup for this planner. Alternatively, with these florals, I could just like white them out and cover them with a sticker, but they stretch so wide in the sidebar that you're going to see white out in some way if I do that. So I don't know. Maybe more neutral pages is the way to go. We'll see how things go with this planner. Like, look at how pretty these dividers are. I'm obsessed. I'm not going to stack all of the planners again. I'm just going to leave it with these 3 for now. But anyway, that is my 2021 planner lineup. I'm going to be using them probably through June and then reassessing in June. And it's always good for my planning process to kind of reevaluate my planning needs and make adjustments as needed. So maybe things will move around, maybe things won't, but this is kind of where I'm stuck at this point. I'm most excited to start making spreads in this dashboard layout because I haven't done it before, and I'm very interested to see how that will go. Obviously, there will be some plan with me's for that. Let me know if you're interested in seeing plan with me's in any specific planner. I think the like good habits one could be fun to kind of do a plan with me in, just because it's different than we've seen. I don't know. Let me know below which planners you're using in 2021. I'm always interested to hear which planners people are using. And also let me know how many planners you're using. I know I have a lot of them, but again, not sure what's gonna stick and what's not. It feels a little wasteful having all of these planners and maybe not using some of them, but there's always the buy, sell, trade Facebook groups or family members I can give them to, so things will be used. And even if I keep them around, I can repurpose pages and redate things. It'll all get used. If you liked this video, hit that like button down below. You can also subscribe to my channel for more fun planner related content and follow me on Instagram at CaitlinPlans. Thanks for watching and happy planning.